Hey everybody, Subtac here, and today we are going to start gluing down some tile actually. Now, as you remembered on the last video, I had painted the floor with the sealer, and now before I started the video, I laid out how I'm going to lay this tile, and I've laid some tile down to make sure that it's going to flow and look good. This is it. I have my line there, and what I decided to do was to square it with the cabinet so that when you walk in, you're going to see it square with the cabinet. That is going to give you the best visual appearance because everything else is off square. And it'll be a little bit of an angle here at the door, but that's not going to matter too much because your first visual experience will be at the cabinet as you walk in the door. Now you can see here where the toilet, where the flange is supposed to go. I'm going to cut that out. In fact, what you see laying there right now is the only full tiles that are going to actually be there. Everything else is going to have to be trimmed and cut. And so I want to trim this hole out first before I start laying it so I can get all of these down at once. And then after that we'll set up the saw while this thin set's drying on this stuff, and we'll start measuring and cutting tiles to go in the rest of it. So hang on for the ride, here we go, let's get to it. Okay, you can see what I'm doing here. I'm setting it up so I can turn this upside down, and then I can use my hand here to pivot it around that circle. All right, and we're going to see how well that works. And that, my friends, is how I hope it is supposed to be done. Here it is. So hopefully I've got a fairly decent, that's going to be under the toilet, so you don't care. I just want it to be the right size in the right place, so you don't care how it's going to look because it's going to be under the toilet. But do as much as you can to be professional looking when you're doing it, just because when you get to doing the stuff that needs to be seen, you want to have the practice in. But anyways, that was fun. So I'm going to take this back upstairs, or clean it off first, then take it back upstairs, and then we're going to start putting down thin set. Okay, test fit for the cut out of that circular cut out of that piece. Got the dogs barking at me. Well, okay, that fit pretty good. Now we're going to actually try to mix some thin set, put it on the floor, put tiles over the top of it. Here comes the fun part we've been working for all this time. Got my thin set, got my universal mixing paddle, got my mixing motor power source, we got water, and we got masks. If you've ever gone and watched someone show you how to lay tile, and when it comes to mixing the thin set, they always say, follow the manufacturer's directions. So when you look on the bag, it gives you little pictures that says, clean the surface that you're going to put it on, put the thin set in the bucket, put some water in the bucket, mix it for 5 minutes. Then it says, let it set for 15 minutes. Then it says, mix it for 5 minutes. But it doesn't tell you what ratio to put in of thin set to water. Obviously, common sense means you just mix it till you get the right consistency. And you're thinking, oh, there's some secret to the ratio for the water, but there's not. Just get the right consistency. So let's get to it. Okay, mark time, 15 minutes, and then we'll come back and mix it some more. All right, we are mixed and ready to go. We're gonna start putting some thin set down, put some tile on the floor. That's what we're looking at now. We're gonna pick this stuff up and then start gluing it down. All right, there's 2 tiles down. That is a total of 5 tiles. Those are the only full size tiles that are going to go in there. Everything else has got to be trimmed and cut. I got it thin set it down, which means I want to wait for that to set up a little bit before I start doing the cutting the edge ones. I still got to set up the tile saw. So for now, I'm just going to clean out the bucket stuff. Let's get to it. All right, feels good to get that down. Of course, now I got to put the saw together and start cutting all my pieces to go in there. Well, I ain't gonna do that tonight. I'm gonna wait for do that tomorrow. That sounds pretty hillbilly, huh? Or redneck or whatever. I guess I am, kinda. Yes, I am a redneck. Anyways, stay tuned because more of this is happening. If you haven't yet done so, please subscribe because I think you should. This is Subtac. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye. Okay, now I'm down in the kitchen and it's tore up, but the painting is getting done. As you can see, the cabinet there is getting white. Cabinet behind me is getting white. Cabinets below me are getting white. Now, we've also got a cool idea that's going to make this kitchen awesome. But I'm not going to tell you about it until we actually start doing it. But we got to finish the cabinets first. But anyways, you can see that our kitchen is a bit tore up at the moment. But once it's done, it'll be done. Okay, back to the bathroom.
Now I can put the 1/2 inch plywood down.